All right, I wanted to show the final product here. In the last video, I had the green display in here and a green button, this guy here. I ended up taking it out because I thought the contrast was pretty bad compared to this blue display and also the yellow display. The green just was washed out by the lights so easily that I thought I needed to put this better display in. I got the green one over here, and you can see it when lights aren't flashing or shining right on it, but it's just not as clear as the yellow and this blue one. So when I was changing this out, another thing that I did was I changed the wires I was using. So I with the Google SketchUp and the schematics and stuff like that, just didn't account for how much room all the wire and the connectors would take up. So I ended up going to Fry's, and they had some of this wire, this 26 gauge wire, and I got solid core. I meant to get stranded, but I got solid on accident. But um, this really made it a lot easier because it's a lot thinner wire than what I had. And even though it's solid core, you can bend it a ton of times; it doesn't break or anything. So um, it kind of acts like stranded because it's so thin. So that made it a lot easier to hook this up. And I used some right angle connectors rather than these straight connectors on the blue one that I put in there, and that made it easier to get things to fit as well. So next time I will keep in mind that the wire takes up a lot of room. So the other thing I wanted to show was see that little mark that's on the corner there? Oh, yeah, alarm going off. So that mark there, and I got a mark on that one. I ended up getting some of these markers that people recommended online for writing on black plastic, these Sharpie metallic ones, and these worked really nicely for writing on the connectors. And so the bronze and the silver worked great for me. My gold doesn't work very well. Maybe I've got a dud, but it's kind of inconsistent. Sometimes it's gold and sometimes it's not. But the silver and the bronze worked really, really good. So that was a good find that people recommended online. So let's see. The last thing I wanted to show was the final amp draw here. Um, so when you're setting the time, I've got the rotary encoder knob lit up, and so it draws a little bit more milliamps when that's going. Draws like up to about 47 milliamps. But when it starts counting down, I've got the auto start on here, so it just started counting down after a few seconds. It goes down into the 35 to like 37 milliamp draw range, and if I put a number into this battery life calculator, like I'll put 36 in there milliamps. This is running once a day for 10 minutes a day. It comes up with 247 days. So that's really good. I don't know if it's going to get used that often, or how often they'll be playing around with it and have the slide on where it draws more. But maybe it'll last half a year. So I'm pretty happy with that. I've got the breadboard version over here too, and if I wake it up, it draws about the same. And I compared this multimeter with this little bit cheaper one, and the draws are about the same between the breadboard version and the final one here. So you can see it's counting down right now, and so it's between like 35 and 38. So about the same, maybe 1 milliamp more. And but I got a different light here and a different display color here. So and all these wires might have more resistance. So a little bit different. Um, and oh, let me show you the sounds that it makes. Um, so one requirement for this was it had to be incredibly loud because my mom wears a hearing aid, and one of her complaints about the current timer that she has is she just can't hear it. So I put two buzzers in to try to make it even louder because I don't have more voltage to play with. I'm just running off 5 volts. So I put two buzzers in so it could be extra loud. and I have a selection of different songs that she can play. And so I'll go to the sound menu here, and number one is the Indiana Jones, and number two, that's James Bond. That's MASH. I put some Christmas carols in there higher up. So all kinds of sounds are in here, and it's incredibly loud, incredibly annoying, and she can hear it in the other room, so she's happy with that. And for the volume control, I've made it so that you can turn the left or the right or both of the buzzers on. So you can come in here and you can set both of them to be off if you don't want any noise. In that case, just the light on the knob will flash. But you can turn just the left one on, or you can turn just the right one on, or you can put both of them on. And so if I put just the left one on for an example, I'll go back to the sound menu and play. So it's not quite as loud. So anyways, that's the noise that it makes. I've only got one sort of alarm sounding noise in here. I've got a see at the last one, I think it's the police noise. So that's a police siren type noise. So it's using the sounds that it can play are written in that this ringtone description language that's on cellphoneringtones.com. Somebody wrote a method that could read those and play them on the Arduino, and I just copied that and I used that. So I've got 15 sounds in there right now, and there's enough room to put a couple more. But that's the noise it makes. So that's about it. I'm gonna give this back to my parents, and hopefully they'll like the new display, and hopefully they'll like the timer, and hopefully it'll get a lot of use.